Another day, another story. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Northern California was gripped by fear as a shadowy figure known as the Zodiac Killer terrorized the region. This elusive serial killer is one of the most notorious and enigmatic criminals in American history, and to this day, his identity remains a mystery. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror began in 1968 when he claimed his first known victims, high school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, who were shot while parked in a remote area. Over the next few years, he went on to commit a series of gruesome murders, targeting young couples, often in secluded lovers' lanes. His modus operandi was brutal. He would approach his victims' vehicles, fire multiple shots, and then vanish into the night. What set the Zodiac Killer apart from other serial killers was his penchant for taunting the authorities and the media. He sent a series of cryptic letters to local newspapers, in which he revealed details of the murders and included complex ciphers that he challenged readers to solve. He dubbed himself Zodiac, and threatened to continue killing if his letters were not published. One of the most chilling aspects of the Zodiac's letters was his claim that he had murdered as many as 37 people, although only 5 killings have been conclusively linked to him. His letters were filled with a bizarre mix of symbols, codes, and cryptograms, some of which remained unsolved for decades. The most famous of these ciphers, known as the Zodiac cipher, was cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife in 1969. It revealed a message from the killer, in which he claimed that killing people was his hobby, and that they would never catch him because he was too clever. The letter was signed with a symbol that has become synonymous with the Zodiac Killer, a crosshair-like symbol over his own self-proclaimed title. Despite an extensive investigation and numerous suspects, the Zodiac Killer managed to elude capture. He continued his reign of terror with the murder of cab driver Paul Stine in San Francisco in 1969. This time, he left behind a piece of bloody clothing as a gruesome trophy. The manhunt for the Zodiac Killer was one of the largest and most intensive in U.S. history. Law enforcement agencies from different jurisdictions worked tirelessly to solve the case, but the killer always seemed one step ahead. He mocked their efforts through his letters and continued to taunt them. In the decades that followed, the Zodiac Killer's case remained open, and various suspects were considered. However, the killer's true identity remained elusive. Numerous books, documentaries, and films have explored the mystery, further adding to the legend of the Zodiac. To this day, the Zodiac Killer has never been definitively identified or caught. His true identity remains a subject of speculation and intrigue, and the case remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. The terror he instilled in the hearts of those who lived through that era lingers on, and the question of who the Zodiac Killer was, and what became of him, continues to captivate the public's imagination. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.